A very welcome to Productivity Z360 Reloaded. This is just a program where we're just trying to show the highlights of the launch of the Productivity Community Sensitization Program that was launched by the Minister of Labor and Social Security, Hon Brenda Mwika Tambatamba. Productivity Z360 is a program that we usually bring and featuring experts in various fields that talk about different aspects of productivity in the country. So this morning, we are taking a different twist. Instead of us talking about what we always talk about, we are just using this platform to try and highlight and disseminate this information on our Productivity Community Sensitization Program that was recently launched in Chipata, Eastern Province. The National Productivity Development Department has a mandate to promote productivity in all sectors of the economy to improve economic growth as well as improve the standard of living of the people. And so in productivity, we are aimed at motivating everyone to work in a concerted manner to raise their, first of all, personal productivity levels, and then institutional productivity, then finally national productivity. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has been quoted on several occasions saying everybody should work, more work after work. That is productivity, and we do very much appreciate that policy directive for everybody to work in a concerted manner so we can improve the levels of productivity in the country. In the previous episodes of our Productivity Z360, we have tried hard to highlight low levels of productivity that the country is facing. This is worrying not only for us, but for everybody and for any well-meaning Zambian. And so it's our mandate to ensure that we motivate everybody and we raise awareness on productivity consciousness so that at the end of the day, we can change this scenario. So the National Productivity Development Department has been bringing different programs to the nation so that we can motivate everybody to remain productive. So the Productivity Z360 program is one of the programs. Then we are now presenting this program that was recently launched to the community. So in this particular program, we want to reach out and talk productivity in our local language, localize productivity so that it's not just a concept that people are just looking at, and are thinking it is meant for the formal sector, for factories and for big companies. So we want to localize and bring productivity close to the people. And that's the idea of this program. And so this morning, we are bringing nothing complicated, but just a discussion. If you want to participate in this discussion, please send us a message, right, on the chat, and we'll be able to pick up the discussion. So the Productivity Community Sensitization has been conceptualized as a way of responding to the crisis. The theme of this sensitization is building resilience in the times of crisis using productivity tools. I must mention that crisis will never end. We have the drought now. We are just coming from COVID. There was cholera. We don't know what may come next. And so we must build this resilience in communities, in individuals, so that they are able to withstand whatever crisis comes before them. And so this is the idea of this program. And so we are saying that what's the response of the community? So before I go any further, I would like to invite one of my colleagues who had the privilege to actually participate in one of the programs that we did after the launch of the program. But before she begins to speak, I will show you highlights of this launch from Chipata. So welcome on stage, Madam Rachel and Madam Isabel. Good morning. It's good to have both of you here during this program.
Good morning, and good morning to our listeners.
Good morning, our good listeners.
Thank you very much. So the first question, I think, Madam Isabel, you can take up the stage so that Rachel can move on the other side. You were in Chipata, where the minister launched the program. So how was the mood in the communities? How was the mood in Chipata?
Good morning again, listeners. I was privileged, as already alluded by our Chief Productivity Officer, Yvonne. The community sensitization program was well done. We visited Breeze Radio and Radio Maria, where the emphasis on productivity was highly emphasized by the minister, our minister, Brenda Tambatamba. The emphasis was on the economic growth. He really emphasized on Chipata. Chipata, as we all know, that it is very, very good in terms of agriculture. So he emphasized that if the community would benefit from this productivity that we are preaching about, it will increase efficiency in the communities. There won't be any wastage, any wastages. People will be aware of what they are expected to do. And you also emphasized on the improved livelihood. If people are aware of productivity, it will improve their lives. And this would even also bring, as I already mentioned, economic growth in their communities. I think the
Thank you
way
very much.
forward, hello?
Yes, please.
I think I should just summarize on why we went to Chipata and why, and maybe in future, what we propose to do is maybe when we are in the communities, I would suggest that we also come up with workshops so that we can sensitize our people. Maybe we can also think of revisiting our way of sensitization. Maybe we come up with programs that are tailored in vernacular. We also introduce maybe dramas, maybe door to door, and also to engage the schools.
Okay. So thank you very much. That is Madam Isabel Mumba, who is acting Chief Productivity Measurement Officer here at the National Productivity Development Department. So just a few highlights of the minister here, maybe in her own words.
Activity, which was one of the words that I listed out earlier on as one of the very special words in the governance of this nation, leading the vision by His Excellency the President. To further reaffirm government's desire to ensure that our people and their businesses remain resilient in the face of climate change adversities, I stand before you today to mark a significant step towards a collective journey in growing local solutions to the problems of the community. It is therefore with great pleasure that I announce the launch of the National Community Productivity Sensitization Program. Under the theme Building Resilience in Times of Crisis Using Productivity Tools. Very, very important. President will say very important. Very important. This initiative, spearheaded by my ministry through the National Productivity Development Department, NPDD, aims to educate and empower communities and workers, of course, on doing more with available resources, no matter how little. Searching for innovative ways of doing things. In times of difficulty, we don't use the very ways we have used that may not be able to deliver the result that we are looking for. Being innovative is starting to generate good ideas, new ideas that we can adapt for the future. doing things efficiently, and learning from one another, which is the learning and sharing that I speak to. Being resourceful. How can I use the same spoon for more jobs than I usually would use it for? Rather than say, well, I cannot find a spanner, can I use the spoon work for that purpose? That's what you do in difficult times. And not being wasteful of resources, whether it's time, effort, electricity, water, food, and any other resource. Due to their simplicity and ease of application, productivity tools can be adopted by any enterprise, community, or individual to identify the causes of the problem, formulate solutions, and sustainably implement those solutions for business growth in the case of enterprises, community well-being, and improved livelihoods. They are critical in times such as these when the country is facing the worst drought calamity ever. Even in my lifetime, I have never gone through a calamity such as the one we are going through now. I've never seen one of the streams that feeds the people of my constituency with water needs dry out the way it has dried out this time around. I can imagine here in Chipata, in the Eastern Province, you have experienced the same. But then what do? These are the tools of productivity that this program that is being launched here today will bring to us, will facilitate, to generate even more ideas.
Those were highlights from the minister trying to highlight various tools and how she conceptualized productivity. I just love, how the minister comes out when it comes to issues of productivity. And other some tools that you think we can use in this particular community. So, Rachel, I want you to be in the camera. Please position yourself properly in the camera. Yeah.
Am I better now?
Yes. So we were listening to the minister, and the minister was highlighting various tools. I mean, that can be used, productivity tools that can be used for the community. She talked about wastage that Isabel also talked about in her brief background. She talked about how this drought has affected Chipata and many other countries, including Kasempa, where she comes from. And she is confident that with the use of productivity tools, we can build resilience in these particular communities. We were in Ndola Masaiti, you and I, and we were in these communities. And of course, we did present one tool to them, the strategic planning tool. I'm sure you do remember. So maybe before I bring you on the spot, let me just refresh your mind on the vibrant, the vibrance of the Masaiti community. And we actually thought that this group was actually very happy to see us because they were able, at least to. They were able at least to see one of their so this is one of the videos that I did enjoy myself. Do you remember?
Oh yes, oh yes. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. The memories are now fresh about how vibrant this team was and how excited they were to see us. They say that most of the people that come with help and such programs, they don't reach their areas. That's one thing that they really said. So they felt that sense of privilege, and they didn't take it for granted. Yes.
And I was just happy, how they just got the buckets and started drumming, and all of a sudden the place was lit, and you saw director, trying to to dance. We know
Yes,
director to be serious in the suit and in a tie, but no one. I mean, he couldn't resist. This is
it
our
was
community,
very.
despite the crisis, despite whatever they are facing, they were able to show us some smiles, show us some vibe, right? What do you
Yes,
say
and
about this program in this place?
uh, I must say, first and foremost, that it was a privilege for me to meet this community because it was a diverse team. There was a mixture of a little bit young, the middle, and the older persons in this group, and they were both male and female. So there was the youth, the middle youth, and the older youth.
Mhm,
Yes, and another thing that caught my attention was their willingness to learn new things. Okay,
mhm,
meaning they want to be innovative, they want to change.
mhm,
They've been
mhm,
doing certain things the same way, so they are ready to do things differently. Already, to me, this
mhm,
tells me that these people, they're innovative, and they are ready
mhm,
to adapt, and they are ready to receive any information that will help them mitigate
mhm.
this challenge that the country is facing right now. Over to you, Madam Yvonne.
Yeah. Madam Isabel, back to Chipata. So we are rolling between Masaiti and Chipata. So in Chipata, there were some radio programs that were conducted. What was the response of the listeners in Chipata, during the sensitization of the communities using the radio programs? Are there some radio stations that the minister visited, and what was the response from the people, from the community? Any experiences from Chipata?
Madam Yvonne, as you already said, Chipata was a very, very good ground for us. We visited two radio stations, Radio Bliss and Radio Maria. There, when the minister and the other team members were on radio, people of Chipata were expressing their interest about knowing more about learning about productivity. They were able to ask questions, and the minister and the team were able to give answers according to how the questions were. Of course, we could tell that the community was very, very happy learning about productivity, and they wish to learn more from us, from our from our ministry. They are saying the community really likes productivity. They don't know what productivity is, as we already know that there's also a misunderstanding between production and productivity. And that air was cleared by our director that there is a great difference between production and the productivity. And in terms of productivity, we promised the community that it was just a jonko. We are still going there for more details. Yes.
That was very good, and it's exactly the few details that we tried to sample out in Masaiti. So let me show you this picture. When it comes to productivity, it doesn't really matter where you are. We can talk about productivity under the tree in whatever. And this, I think, when every time I look at this picture, it's really like exciting me. Um, Where's the picture again? I hope I should be able to get the picture. Sorry about that. I should be able to get the picture. I should be able to get you the picture. The picture. Okay. So basically, what I want to show in this picture is it's the workshop setup. Okay. I hope I should be able to get it now. Is it this one? Yes. Are we able to see that one? Are we able to see the picture?
Yes, we are.
Yes. So this was a picture in Masaiti, Kavu, area, and these were our participants. Look at how we sat. Look at how attentive they looked, and this was the director trying to reach out to them. What's your comment on the picture before I say what I want to say? Rachel.
I think this picture just shows us that productivity is for everyone. And we can discuss this issue anywhere, you see. So we didn't have to say, no, there's no conference room, there's no electricity or what. No. We were able to accept whatever environment this community welcomed us in. We fitted in. Immediately we changed the language and everything. So it just reminds us to say that wherever we go, whatever environment that the community is able to provide for us, whether, like you said, a classroom block, a church building, or just under a tree, we will deliver the message of productivity as we have been guided by our Honorable Minister and the President at large.
Thank you very much. There are some tools that we did provide to the community. Do you want to speak to the tools that we presented to the group, Rachel?
Okay. I think first and foremost, we reminded the people that they have the resources themselves, because I think key when we went to them, when we're speaking to them and asking them about their economic activities, they were shy and saying no. Turibapina, please excuse my Bemba. So we reminded them that they have the resources. So and we told them that it is these same resources that they have that they should use efficiently. As the minister said in her speech, they should use those resources efficiently. They should not be wasteful, and they should do the most with the little that they have. So they were very, very eager, and they were very shocked, like, especially when you were reminding them to say, okay, how many people are able to have a 20 kwacha in a week? And a lot of hands went up. Then you ask them to say, suppose 10 of you give each other this 20 kwacha every week, and times 4 weeks and all that. And they were very shocked to see how much money they can be able to raise and be able to use for the economic activities, income generating activities within their same community. So it is just something that we needed to remind them. They were aware, but they were thought that this can't work for us. This is supposed to be for the people that are in big businesses that are registered for, maybe the elite, maybe those in companies, in factories, but we brought them down to their level. And for sure, they realized that indeed they have the capacity to change their situation for the better.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, so we are just basically giving you the highlights of the launch of the Productivity Community Sensitization Program that was launched by the Minister of Labor and Social Security, Hon Brenda Mwika Tambatamba, on 8th October 2024. This is a response from the department on how we can avail various productivity tools, on how people can build resilience in times of crisis. Remember, on 29th February, the President of the Republic of Zambia did declare this a national disaster. And so it's important that people have at least tools that they're able to. So we are actually coming to the end of this conversation, but I want to leave you with just a summary of my presentation to the people of Masaiti, and basically what we're going to do there. It's just a 3 minutes video that we'll look at, and then I'll ask Rachel and Isabel to give their closing remarks, and then we'll be done with the program. So stay tuned and listen to this. The Honorable Minister said, Honorable Brenda Mwika launched the community program in times of crisis using productivity tools. There is no doubt that we are in a crisis. On 29th of February 2024, His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, declared the drought a national disaster, looking at the extent of the drought in the agricultural, energy, and other sectors of the economy. This has derailed national progress, including economic recovery. And so the Ministry of Labor, through the National Productivity Development Department, is responding to this crisis by sensitizing and building the capacities of communities to remain resilient during this crisis using productivity tools. So we are in this place in Kavu, Masaiti District, Opundola, Copperbelt, where we are sensitizing the community that you can see behind here on how they can develop a positive mindset during this crisis. It's a mindset, it's a culture of participating in looking for solutions of the problems that are facing them. So whilst in this place, we have actually trained them on how they can build their individual institutional strategic plans, very simple, that they can focus on in terms of how they can mitigate the crisis that is around them. We've also taught them how they can mobilize different resources from state and non-state actors, from corporate, from individuals, on how they can be able to empower themselves. We're also teaching them on how they can write a grant proposal so that they are able to mobilize the resources for youth. CAFU, Order Warfare Club, is the one that's invited here, as here, where they are looking after the older persons. And so through this engagement, we've also been able to share ideas on how we can look after the older people. Good enough, there's a combination of the young and the old in this meeting. And we are hopeful that this training that we've held here, this sensitization and productivity tools will go a long way and change the attitude or change the mindset of these people and help them improve their livelihood. We'll be back again here after 6 months to witness what impact this training has done on this community. For now, keep on checking on our highlights, which will be posting on our Productivity Z360 YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. If possible, click the notification button so that every time we go live on various productivity information, you'll be able to notify. Thank you very much for watching. That was our summary of our Chipata. What are your final words, Madam Isabel?
Hello, I would just want to thank our participants. Productivity is not about an individual, it's about teamwork, and it caters all sections of life, homes, our what we need is the commitment from everyone so that productivity message can be preached to all nations and to all our families. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Rachel?
Thank you very much to our listeners. Indeed, like my colleague has said,
productivity is for all of us. We need to change our mindset. We need to start thinking differently, not the way we've been doing things. It's not business as usual. Our president always reminds us. So we'll be coming to your doorstep. Look out for the community radio stations, maybe the town hall near you. Our team will be there. It doesn't matter if there's a chair, if there's a mic, we'll still be there. Productivity for you, productivity for me, productivity for all of us. Thank
And
you.
improve productivity for a better Zambia. Thank you very much, ladies. This was a very productive 30 minutes that I thought we could talk about this issue, and I'm glad you did join, and we have deliberated on this issue, and the communities are looking forward. I wish you all the best and God's blessings. Thank you for now. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.